He should always feel a little afraid of losing you. He should know deep down that he has the most amazing woman on the planet. He should be thinking, I can't let her go. He should be honoring you, cherishing you, and loving you in the way that you truly need and deserve. I want to help you feel that kind of love by sharing with you the 9 ways to make him worry about losing you. Yes, today we're talking about the 9 ways to make him fear losing you in a good way. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, and leave your comments below. Tell me what you believe is one way to make a man worry about losing you. Now, if you've been watching me for some time, you know I'm not about games or manipulative tricks to get what you want. Even though a few of these things might sound that way at first, they're really about building strong, healthy, and balanced relationships, and then getting the good results that come naturally from that. This isn't about creating fear in a man's heart or making him anxious or insecure. It's about helping him see the real value in the kind of woman you are. It's about helping him realize that he has something special and rare, not just because he says it, but because your actions remind him of it every day. By taking the steps I'm about to share, you'll make sure that he feels concerned about losing you, not from panic, but from respect and deep appreciation. And before we finish, I have a really important message for you at the end. So please stay with me until the very end, because some of you came here for these 9 points, but there's something extra you also need to hear. Let's get started. The first way to make him worry about losing you is simple. Be his peace. I already know some of you are rolling your eyes saying, why do I have to be his peace? Why can't he be mine? But remember, you came here wanting to know how to make him value you deeply. And yes, being his peace is one of the most powerful ways to do that. Peace is something men crave, and the truth is, many men don't have it. A lot of them are in relationships with women who may be good women, but the relationship itself lacks peace. It's full of stress, arguments, tension, and drama, and when there's no peace, there's no reason for a man to want to hold on. Why would anyone fight to keep something that constantly drains them? No man wants to come home to chaos. No man wants to face constant negativity or endless conflict. That only pushes him away. But when a woman knows how to bring calm, warmth, and understanding, when she can be his peace, she becomes irreplaceable. But listen closely, it's not only about being his peace. You must also be your own peace first. You can't offer calm if you're filled with chaos. You can't fake peace or pretend to be happy if you're struggling on the inside. You can't bring light into a room if you're walking in darkness yourself. So before you try to be anyone's peace, make sure you have peace within. If that means therapy, go to therapy. If that means letting go of certain habits or people, do that. Take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health. Sleep better. Eat better. Do things that lift your spirit. Because when you start feeling good from within, peace flows naturally out of you. It's not forced. It's real. Now, some of you might say, how can I be his peace when he brings me nothing but chaos? Or, he's the one who makes things hard. I hear you, and I have a real answer for that, but it's something I'll talk about at the end. There's this simple truth behind it that ties everything together. So hang in there. Back to the main point. When I sit down with men and talk about the women they fell deeply for, one thing keeps coming up. They always say they felt peace in her presence. Peace is a big part of connection. You can't fake chemistry, but when there's a natural connection, peace follows. And that peace makes a man think, she's the one, I can't lose her. So if you want him to worry about losing you, find ways to be his peace. But never forget, your peace matters just as much. The second way to make him worry about losing you goes hand in hand with peace. Speak love and positivity into him. Even though I once made a video about not dating mama's boys, let's talk about why some men become so attached to their mothers. It's because their mother often gives them peace. She speaks words of love and encouragement. She believes in him, she lifts him up, and she makes him feel capable. That energy pulls him closer to her. The same energy can draw him closer to you. When you're a source of positivity and love, he wants to be around you more. If his workplace is stressful and life feels heavy, but he knows his woman is the one person who brings peace and encouragement, he'll run towards you, not away from you. He'll crave your company. He'll want to be near you because you refill his soul. Learn to speak life into your man. That doesn't mean you can't be honest when things go wrong, but it means you choose your words wisely. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. You can express your truth without tearing him down. You can correct him without crushing him. You can talk about hard things with kindness. Being loving and positive doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It means having a peaceful, feminine strength that makes him feel safe. And remember, it's much easier to be positive and loving when you're at peace within yourself. When your spirit is balanced, kindness flows more easily. If you find yourself struggling to stay positive, or if the idea of speaking love feels unnatural, ask yourself why. Maybe there's something blocking you. Some pain from the past, childhood trauma, or fear of vulnerability. Because to truly love openly, you must allow yourself to be vulnerable, and that can be scary. But you can do it. You have that softness inside you. You just need to trust it again. And here's something to think about. Being a woman who brings positivity and love doesn't just make your man value you more, it also transforms your life. The same energy that helps your relationship grow also heals your connections with friends, family, and even coworkers. A woman filled with positivity creates change wherever she goes. And that energy, that warmth, is rare. You may think the world is full of good women, and it is, but there aren't many truly positive, gentle, kind-hearted women anymore. Many are exhausted, guarded, or hardened. Some act sweet in public, but become cold or negative behind closed doors. So when a man finds a woman who is genuinely loving, peaceful, and kind, she stands out. He knows she's rare, and he'll fear losing her. The third way to make him worry about losing you is this: find out what he truly needs and desires, and then give it to him. Now, let me be clear. Notice how none of these points are about manipulation or control. We're not talking about tricks or threats. Every single one of these is about using positive energy to strengthen connection. One big mistake women make is assuming they already know what a man wants. They act on what they think he should appreciate instead of finding out what actually matters to him. Many women pour effort into the wrong things, not because they don't care, but because they never asked or listened closely enough. Let's use a simple example. Imagine you ask your man, "What do you want for your birthday?" And he says, "Honestly, I just want to relax, have some pizza, a drink, watch a movie with you, and maybe be intimate." He's clear. But then, instead of that, you go buy him a fancy wallet. No pizza, no movie night, no quiet time, no intimacy, just the wallet. You think he'll love this, it's thoughtful. But in his mind, he's thinking, "That's nice, but that's not what I asked for." It's not that he doesn't appreciate the gift, but it doesn't meet his emotional desire. That happens all the time in relationships. Women often give what they think should make him happy, rather than what actually does. When you take the time to discover what truly fulfills him, what makes him feel loved, respected, and valued, and you give that consistently, you become unforgettable. Because most people don't do that. Most don't listen that deeply. Now let me make something clear. Sometimes what he wants might go against your morals, your values, or your comfort zone. If that happens, don't betray yourself. Don't compromise your standards to please anyone. If his desires cross a line you can't accept, that may be a sign that you're not right for each other. It's better to see that truth early than force something that doesn't fit. Because any need that goes unfulfilled in a relationship becomes a space where temptation can grow. That doesn't make it right, but it's the reality of human nature. So if you see that there's a major gap between what he desires and what you can give, take it as a sign to move on with honesty and peace. When you can meet his needs in healthy, loving ways, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, while also staying true to yourself, you become the kind of woman who is impossible to forget. You become the woman he worries about losing. Not because of fear, but because of how much he values what he has with you. But to get back to the main point, find out exactly what he needs, what he truly desires, and connect with that. When you do, don't just do it once in a while, not just on his birthday or on some special day. Be consistent. Just like you don't want a man to only do the things you enjoy on special occasions, you want him to take the initiative to do those things for you on normal days too. It shouldn't only be when there's a celebration that you get what you deeply want. So, in the same way, you have to be consistent with him. Keep pouring into the relationship regularly. I'm telling you, when that happens, this man won't ever want to lose you. Plain and simple. Now, this brings me to the next part. Start taking better care of yourself. This one covers a lot of different areas. Let's start with what we already touched on earlier. Like I said before, it's hard to be loving, positive, and peaceful when you're not feeling good within yourself. When you're tired, irritable, or low on energy, it's tough to show up as your best self. So, taking better care of yourself first means getting to a better place mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's what gives you the strength to pour out love and good energy. It's what helps you keep a positive mood. People often forget that what you eat affects your emotions. Not sleeping enough affects your energy. Not drinking enough water affects how you feel. These are simple but powerful things. Take care of yourself. Take a real break from everything life is throwing at you. So many of you don't have a single day off in the week. You're working, studying, raising kids, managing a relationship. But you don't give yourself one day just to rest and recharge. That's important. It's not only good for your health, but it also allows you to bring your best self into your relationship. And when you bring your best self, it makes him admire you more, appreciate you more, and want to hold on to you even tighter. A lot of people come into relationships drained and tired. They bring their empty selves to their partner and say, "Hair fix it," or "make me feel better." But that's not fair. You have to take responsibility for your own peace and happiness. You need to work on you, find your balance, and then bring that better version of yourself into your relationship. When you do, everything starts to change. Of course, your partner still needs to give love and support too, but you have to come with good energy on your own. So yes, start caring for yourself. Physically, mentally, emotionally, so you can feel good and pour that positive energy into your connection. Now, here's another part of taking care of yourself. Your appearance. Some people might feel uncomfortable hearing that, but stay with me. We all know men are visual creatures. But notice, I'm not telling you to look a certain way. Every man has his own type, and different men like different looks. When I say, take care of yourself physically, I mean, look at what first caught his attention. What kind of presentation drew him in? Because for some of you, maybe he liked your curves, or maybe he liked your fit figure, or maybe he liked your natural look. It's different for everyone. I'm not saying everyone needs to be skinny. For some women, their man might even prefer them with a few extra pounds. For others, it might mean losing a few pounds. But the point is, understand what works best for both of you. Some might say, I shouldn't have to change my looks for any man. I get that. But if you want to make him feel like you're the one he could never afford to lose, then yes, physical attraction plays a part. Romantic relationships are meant to include attraction. That's part of the joy. And of course, he needs to do his part too, but this moment is about what you can control. So, find what I call your happy zone. That space where you feel confident, and he loves what he sees. You don't need to do anything unhealthy or extreme to please him. And you shouldn't do anything that makes you feel bad about yourself. Find that sweet balance where you feel beautiful, healthy, and confident. And he's drawn to you even more. That's the gold zone. That's where everything starts coming together. Again, this will be different for everyone. So, find your best version of yourself. The version that feels good to you and fits the relationship in a healthy way. When you do that, it creates a powerful impact. Also, being fit or in shape doesn't always mean being thin. You can be different sizes and still be healthy and strong. Being in shape means you can move, have energy, and feel good in your body. That's what really matters. It's not just about looks. It's about how you feel, your focus, your energy, your confidence. All those things combine to create a stronger connection and a happier relationship. So, yes, if you want him to worry about losing you, take care of yourself, inside and out. Next, learn how to really listen to him. And not only that, learn to use logic. Now, don't take that the wrong way. Hear me out. One of the biggest complaints I hear from men is that they feel their woman isn't being fully open or clear. A lot of times, a woman expects her man to just know what's wrong or to read her mind. But that doesn't always work. That can make things stressful and confusing for both sides. When there's no clear communication, it can take away the peace in the relationship. It can lead to misunderstandings and negative energy. And that's not what you want. Yes, a man should definitely learn to understand his partner and read her emotions better. But you also have a role to play. Being more transparent and clear about how you feel and what you need will make a huge difference. Speak your truth. Be open, but do it calmly and with love, because it's not just what you say it. It's how you say it. Listen to him too. When he tells you what he wants, believe him. If he says he wants pizza, don't bring him salad. Hear him. Take what he says seriously. A lot of women struggle with this because they've been hurt before. They've dealt with dishonest or manipulative men. So now they assume every man is lying or playing games. But if you truly believe this is a good man, if you're trying to make him realize how valuable you are, then you have to give him a fair chance. Be transparent. Listen, now, when I say use logic, I don't mean stop being emotional. Women are naturally more emotional, and that's beautiful. But being emotionally mature means not letting your feelings control every reaction. It means being able to pause, breathe, pray, and then speak or act. Don't let anger or sadness make decisions for you. Logic can save a lot of unnecessary pain. Sometimes the issue isn't as big as it feels in the moment, but emotions can make it seem worse. Take a moment to think before reacting. Men generally respond better to logic than to emotional outbursts. So when you bring a balance of both, emotion and reason, communication becomes easier. You both understand each other better. And that balance creates peace and stability. I'm not removing all the responsibility from men. They still need to do the work to understand emotions better. But when you bring more calm, patience and logic to your side, things flow more smoothly. So before reacting, take a step back. Think about what's really happening. Don't assume the worst. Don't jump to conclusions. Think, breathe, and then respond. This can prevent so many unnecessary fights and misunderstandings. When people react only out of emotion, whether man or woman, things often go wrong fast. But when you slow down and think, you keep control of the situation. So yes, learn to listen, communicate clearly, and use logic when needed. These small things can make a huge difference. They create peace, trust, and respect in the relationship. And that's what keeps him grounded and grateful to have you. And now, number 6, create your own world within the relationship. What I mean is, don't lose yourself completely in the relationship. Don't make your entire identity about him. Have your own space, your own dreams, your own joy. That's part of what keeps the relationship strong and balanced. When you have your own world, your passions, your peace, your self-worth, you bring something beautiful and full into the connection instead of relying on him for all your happiness. As a woman, when your entire world revolves around your man, that can eventually become a problem. You might not see it at first, but it can lead to smothering him without realizing it. I don't even like to use the word clingy, because I do believe that when two people are truly in love, they don't always see closeness as clinginess. But what can happen is that you start becoming overly dependent on him. You can become emotionally draining over time because you don't know how to live or function outside of him. I once had a client who said she couldn't be anywhere her man wasn't. Not because she was afraid of what he might be doing, but simply because she was too bored being alone. Whenever he left the house, she'd start calling his phone, not out of jealousy or insecurity, but because she didn't know how to exist without him. That kind of dependency wears down a man. It might not happen right away, but it slowly drains the relationship. He may truly love you, he may adore your attention and your affection, but there comes a point where he'll feel suffocated. He'll start to think, I love her, but she needs to have her own thing going on too. That's why it's important to have your own world. Go out and make friends. Start a hobby. Volunteer. Create something meaningful for yourself. Build a life that is full of things you enjoy, even when he's not around. That doesn't mean you should build a secret life or keep things from your partner. What I'm saying is that you should still be enjoying your own company and exploring the world in your own way. Maybe that means taking on a part-time job, joining a community group, starting a creative project, or simply finding a new circle of people to spend time with. The beautiful thing about having your own world is that it creates balance. You learn to have fun with or without him. When that happens, your energy, your mood, and your love stay consistent. Because even when you're not with him, you're happy doing things that fulfill you. Then, when you reconnect, you bring that joy and positive energy into the relationship. You have new things to talk about, new experiences to share, and that strengthens your bond. When two people can both have their own lives yet still share them with each other, it makes the relationship richer. It stops one person from feeling like they carry all the weight of keeping the other happy. So, build your own life, nurture your own happiness, and you'll notice how it naturally makes your man cherish you more. It creates admiration and desire. He'll love that you're independent, and at the same time, he'll value your presence even more because you're not relying on him to create your joy. You're choosing to share it with him. Now, let's talk about balance. In relationships today, many people are focused on equality, and while equality is important, what often gets lost is true balance. A healthy relationship isn't about counting who did more or keeping score over who gave more effort. It's about teamwork. When you look at couples who are genuinely happy and lasting, people who don't just stay together but thrive together, you'll notice that they have balance. Balance isn't about splitting everything 50-50. It's about recognizing each other's strengths and weaknesses and working together as a team. It's saying, you handle this because you're better at it, and I'll take care of that because that's my strength. When one person is weak in one area, the other steps up. Together, you fill in the gaps and create something whole. Let's say one partner isn't great at managing things, but the other is amazing at organizing and planning. That creates a natural balance. One person becomes the doer, the other the planner, and together they make things work. But if both are planners, they might clash. If both are doers, no one is managing. The goal is to find where you fit together like puzzle pieces, where one complements the other. When you bring that kind of balance into a relationship, you become an irreplaceable part of his life. You become someone who adds value, someone who makes his world more stable and peaceful. And when a man realizes that losing you means losing that balance, that stability, it deeply impacts him. It makes him think twice about ever letting you go. Because when you've become that essential part of his life, the calm to his storm, the order to his chaos, he knows losing you would hurt. Now, let's bring together two powerful points: giving consequences and rewards, and being willing to walk away. These two ideas go hand in hand. You can't truly have one without the other. When you set standards in a relationship, those standards must have weight behind them. You can't expect respect if there are never any consequences for disrespect. This isn't about scaring your partner or creating fear. It's about establishing respect and accountability. Every part of life has consequences. If you skip work too often, you can lose your job. If you don't pay your bills, you can lose your house. Relationships are no different. If someone feels like they can mistreat you, neglect you, or take you for granted without losing anything, they'll eventually stop trying. It's just human nature. People tend to relax when they believe there's no consequence for slacking off. That's why you must be willing to walk away if necessary. If he knows that no matter what he does, you'll always stay, then he'll start testing your limits. But when he understands that you love him deeply, but also love yourself enough to walk away if he disrespects or neglects you, that changes everything. A man who knows your value and knows that he could lose you if he doesn't step up will be far more motivated to do his part. It's not about manipulation, it's about self-respect. You can absolutely love someone unconditionally, but a romantic relationship requires conditions. It requires effort, care, and shared responsibility. Love alone isn't enough to make things work if one person refuses to contribute or grow. So when I say give consequences and rewards, I mean this: when he does his part, reward him with the best of you. Give your love, your warmth, your affection, your support. But if he fails to respect your boundaries or meet your standards, don't keep rewarding bad behavior. Don't keep giving your all when he's giving the bare minimum. He needs to understand that you are a blessing, not a guarantee. And here's where being willing to walk away becomes so powerful. You cannot say, if you do this, I'll leave, and then stay when he does it. Because once you break your word, you lose credibility. Even if you plan to come back later, you have to mean what you say. Otherwise, he'll see your words as empty threats. He'll stop taking you seriously. So, only say what you truly mean and be ready to act on it. This kind of mindset doesn't make you harsh or heartless. It makes you wise. It makes you someone who values peace over chaos, truth over excuses, and self-worth over empty promises. When a man sees that in you, he'll not only worry about losing you, he'll do everything in his power to keep you. Now, let's talk about something very important. What if he's the one bringing all the chaos? What if he's the reason the relationship feels so heavy and draining? You came here wanting to know how to make him worry about losing you, but maybe the truth is, you're better off losing him. I know that's hard to hear, But sometimes the man you're trying to hold on to isn't meant for you. You can apply all these principles. Give love, create balance, build your own world. But if he's still disrespectful, unappreciative, or careless with your heart, then he's simply not your person. Doing all the right things in the wrong relationship won't make it right. It'll just exhaust you. But if you take these steps, and he's truly the right man, he'll rise to meet you. He'll recognize your effort. He'll appreciate your presence. A man who genuinely loves you will not let your consistency and care go unnoticed. He'll step up, and sometimes he'll even go beyond what you expect, because love that's real inspires growth. But if after all your effort, all your love, all your patience, he still doesn't change, then it's time to stop trying to make him worry about losing you and start thinking about why you're still holding on. You've already told him what you need. You've already shown him your love. If nothing has changed, the message is clear. He doesn't value the way you deserve to be valued. And when that realization hits, you have to choose yourself. You have to be willing to walk away so you can open your heart to something better. Because when you finally let go of what's not for you, that's when you make space for what truly is. So yes, make him worry about losing you, but only if he's the kind of man who deserves to keep you. And if he's not, then let him go. Because the moment you do, you'll find peace, healing, and eventually, a love that doesn't need to be forced or chased. It'll simply stay.